In Barbados and Trinidad, it's called horn or butt. In Guyana, they call it blow. And in St. Lucia, the patois or Creole word is cone. In the United States of America, you're regarded as a cheetah. It's referred to as a trafittore by the Italians, and the French say trifiola. In Jamaica, however, if your partner is unfaithful and perfidious, yeah, get bun.
Bun facts, powered by Blue Dot. 710 persons participated in our survey. 48.16% identify as female. 51.84% identify as male. This is what they had to say. Can you love someone and still consistently cheat on them? 1 in 2 persons agrees that you can love your partner, but cheat on them regularly. Which day of the week do people mostly cheat? 4 out of 5 persons think that people usually cheat on the weekends. Friday was the most popular day with 38%.
Oh Lord, don't let me cheat on my girlfriend.
Bun is a colloquialism for burn. It is not necessarily a colloquialism for the gifts exchanged at Easter time that are baked and sweet and so on. However, that has crept into the bun vocabulary because people talk about butter bun and bun with this and bun with that and big bun and small bun. And of course, when it comes to the whole medical aspect of burn, you have 1st degree burn, 2nd degree burn, 3rd degree burn, and it's the same thing with the so-called bun. And you see, apparently not all bun is painful. As long as you don't know about it, you don't know about it. So bun is something that it is true to say, as long as you don't know, it won't hurt you. Not like a virus now, when you don't know and it's still hurting you. But with bun, ignorance seems to be bliss. So we have to try and understand that when we're dealing with the psychology of bun. Whether it's Jamaica, Barbados, anywhere in the New World where colonialism has been, and where family life was discouraged, and where commitment was discouraged, men, and secondarily women, feel free not to have to commit. If you see something better out there and you see a new flavor and you'd like to try it, and you're safe, the inclination is there to go ahead. But the whole business about giving bun implies that there is a commitment somewhere else and that you're playing hide and seek, hopefully with no seeking. But this is really what happens. And in Jamaica, because of our personalities, in terms of our gregariousness and our flirtatiousness and so on, and also because over the years, the whole business of marriage, commitment, and so on, especially on the part of men, has declined, then you find that we've created a situation where, with the help of the cell phone, bun is proliferating a little more than it used to.
Why you think say every day me left the house? Girl, me last me see you in some sexy clothes.
Hottest bun story. I think that would have been my first time ever getting bun. High school, first boyfriend. Ended up that I thought that, you know, being a virgin and everything would have been the prize. Well, apparently not. He would have gone and cheated with what we would have called butteryears at that point in time. So I think that is the hottest part for me, because, you know, sometimes they say it's not the bun, but who then give you the bun with. So yeah, and then she had the audacity to call my phone, when me did spend money pan, and buy, tell me say, my man give me bun. My first 2 high school relationships, get bun, never give bun. The first one when I get bun, I just take my bun. Actually never cried. I actually went up to today, they say me a wicked. Because I just went to him after the girl called me to say that she and him in whatever. And I said to him, well, you can't choose, I will choose for you. And I just left him.
Or when was the first time you cheated on a partner?
University. So university was the first time I actually decided to level the playing field. As I said, high school, get born 2 times, those were just 2 little relationships. I'm in university now and I think that I have a relationship. And so I found out after about a year or so in the relationship that the gentleman was giving me BUN. So I figured, well, what the hell? 2 times I get BUN already and don't do nothing about it. 3rd time cannot happen. You know, baseball, strike 3 and you're out. So I level up the playing field because you can't play on one side of the field. You have to play on the 2 sides of the field, 2 teams. Yeah. I was really empowered when, for the first time, I give BUN. I'm not lie. I'm like, if you can do this, so can I. Because I don't think say a man is that different from a woman where if we're in a serious relationship and we say, yes, this is our relationship, we're committed to the relationship and committed to each other. I mean, you have urges, I have urges just the same, and if I can refuse those urges, then me think say you can refuse the urges too, and if you can't refuse the urges, then both are we going to play that game?
You was me investment, I know me no know where me interest.
A lot of people associate BUN with the food. And I guess because they might think it's something hard to swallow, yeah? In a linguistics, they call that folk etymology. And that is when people try to make sense of something based on what they know. And Jamaican people know BUN. Them eat BUN for Easter, them eat BUN with cheese. Them associate the thing with BUN because them think this is something hard to swallow. More than likely it comes from a Scottish background. So in a Scotch, them have the word burn and it means to deceive or to cheat. And so when them say you get BUN, it's really you got burnt because somebody cheated on you. And I think we move from get BUN, and once you have get BUN, then you have to have somebody on the other side who give BUN. That is how the word BUN come about. So it's really from burn and not from the thing that you eat.
One tap on the up, food reach your heart. So kick back, grab a chair and go and relax. Kick back, grab a chair and go and relax. I 7 crave, food now go late. 7 crave, food at your gate. 7 crave, food by your plate. 7 crave, food hot. 7 crave, food now go late. 7 crave, food at your gate. 7 crave, food by your plate. 7 crave, food hot.
She give me silver jacket, play for 2 pants, match it out, the girl wicked, man wicked.
Dr. Gale, Polygenics Consulting, their statistics says that 70% of those tested are not the father. Can you just explain what that means exactly, please?
That's not very complicated. What it is suggesting is that 70% of the persons who have a doubt are likely to be correct with that doubt, which means that if we're running about 20-21% from research in terms of persons who say they have a doubt that their child is theirs, then the probability is that 70% of that is correct.
So what does that mean exactly for Jamaican society?
It means that based on our background, we're coming from slavery, we have a preoccupation with survivability. And survivability means that you want the best father or the best set of resources for your children. And it means that if you are in a very poor environmental setting, you are going to have to find creative ways to find the best resources for your children. That's all it means. That's what jackets are about.
Do you think that to mitigate cheating, we need to erase monogamy?
No. Monogamy serves its purpose because the truth of the matter is if you define monogamy to be stability, then you have created a need for it. So if we create monogamy, which is a bit on the unnatural side, then we stick with it and we work with it because once you don't do it, then it creates its own chaos because you have an expectation of it.
So you don't think that BUN is causing a chaos now in your beautiful country?
Well, it depends. There are people who know clearly that they're getting BUN, as we call it, but they're prepared to weigh, to do their cost-benefit analysis and say, here are the things I get, here are the things I'm losing, and they live with it.
How do we help those who are struggling with getting BUN?
Well, first of all, people have to learn to love themselves and to decide to invest in themselves, because when you've got to a point where you've achieved, you can decide on what you want to do with that BUN relationship. But if you have the needs that come with the BUN relationship, 67.2% of the time, we've seen many studies show, 2/3 of the time, you're going to accept the BUN as part of it, get stressed about it, but live with the stress and run yourself into an early grave.
Why do you think that women or men stay in relationships when they're being cheated on?
There are 8 blocks of things that people get, right? If they're getting the P's, they're getting property, sexual performance, they're getting protection and provision. Those are the 4 P's we call beneficial masculinity. Trust me, over 90% of people who say they're women who say they're getting these things work with the BUN. If 3 of those 4 begin to fall out, the BUN suddenly becomes very difficult to eat outside of Easter, yeah?
Dr. Gale, who give more BUN, men or women?
Oh, that's complicated.
No, just, please,
no,
uncomplicated.
No, it is complicated because men increase their numbers up to age 35, while women reduce their numbers. As we know, men are going to have about 12 women in their entire lifetime, and women are about 9. But when you ask women without doing what is called the adjustments, women will say 5. Most societies accept a woman having 5.
Who do you think is, I don't know if you have this stat, but better at covering their cheating trap?
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, woo.
That's easy. That's easy.
Is it?
A woman have far more advanced communication skills and the capacity to multitask with 9.4 times more white matter in the brain.
Doc, is this statistics?
No, this is not statistics. This is our biology. This is how we are made.
Oh, okay.
All right, we have something called white matter and gray matter. White matter allows 85% of the female brain to work all at once. So if usually you're speaking with a man and you can predict what he's going to say next and say, don't even lie to me, that's because you have an advantage in white matter. While he has an advantage in gray matter, which allows him to concentrate on a single thing or a few things.
Okay.
So when it comes, if you look at what is required to effectively have multiple relations, you're going to realize that women have greater skills in that area in terms of communicating.
I'm sorry to interject, but men have more multiple relationship than women, don't they?
Yes, but they get
men
caught.
cheat more?
But they get caught more often. So if you look at how many they have and how often they get caught, you'll see and look at how many women have on average, because remember, men only have 50% more, or between 30 and 50% more relationships than women, right? Now, if you look at a lot of studies that are not done well, you'll see that women, even in an interview, right? We have a study right now on my desk that my students have just completed, where the women say 5 is the number in Jamaica and they're not budging. How many relationships have you have?
5.
Can't just say 5.
5.
5. You know,
right.
And we've seen sex workers who've only had 5 relationships, and I'm like, my girl, I know you. Tell the student the truth. All right, we can't count. So,
right.
So women pay more attention to sexual restrictions or sanctions, because the sanctions against women in terms of sexual practice is far harsher than that for men. So therefore, women are pressured, right? So women have better communication skills and are pressured more to lie. And therefore, if you put those 2 factors together, you're going to end up doing a better job than the man who has less skills and has a larger leeway to have multiple relations.
Based on what you're saying, do you think that's why we have more jackets? Is because you think that we can cover up our tracks better?
Yes, and I mean, some of the jackets that we have studied, the men die without knowing. I've met families that say, you know, after the man died and so forth, they went to check on his DNA that was in store to match against the child, and in that case, 6 children, none is his. That takes skills. If you look also at some of the data we have women who have 3 children and 5 baby fathers. I mean, those kinds of child shifting practices take immense skills, but they also bring immense strain on the woman, because what is she doing? She's preoccupied as the center of the human species to get the best probability of survival for the children. And therefore, quite often people look at jackets as an evil practice. No, it's actually a necessary practice for people who are in an environment where the resources are too scarce.
Okay. My father has 25 children. He passed in 2014. What's the probability that all of us are his?
The probability is very low, because once you get over 5 children, the probability begins to dive very fast.
Okay. So my father probably just has me. I'm probably the only child.
Well, you hope.
So I'm from 25 to just 1. All right. I like that science. It was a pleasure talking to you. Very informative.
My pleasure.
Me no know who you get to, but me hear say you get to.
Yard style satisfaction.
Hello, welcome to Island Grill.
Hi.
This is your order.
Oh, you're new, trainee. I thinking about what I should get, because I come here every day, you know, and I still, because there's so much things that you have on the board, but I think I go and get the yard style satisfaction.
Yard style satisfaction, okay. What kind of part of the meat?
Breast.
Breast.
Because I'm watching my figure.
Breast? Yeah. Okay. Breast.
And that come with plantain and festival and little vegetables and something. What is important now, because I'm thirsty.
Okay, for juices, we have all kind of juice.
Okay. Yeah, I've
grape water.
Okay.
We have a pineapple.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have green juice, I want. You know the green juice? Green juice, more.
Oh, you want the veggie booster? Its name is veggie booster.
Oh, veggie booster. Oh.
And a tuck shop.
I will take a veggie booster, and because I'm extra thirsty, I will take the grape water.
Grape water.
The grape water. Eat good? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. All right.
Who that? And she say a fool that. Tell little baby father about the boy I need ya.
Psychology of church chat.
Season 2, Psychology of BUN. It's a spicy season. First episode coming out hot and spicy. And I don't really need to introduce Dag Diggy. Do I need to introduce Dag Diggy?
Yes, please, thank you.
Christopher Palmer.
Thank you.
Mr. Lex.
Thank you,
Mr. Palmer.
Please.
Girl, better can cook.
Thank you, they offer you a pretty
Joby J, can you cook? Joby J, our guest, recording artist. Beautiful, wonderful,
welcome to the set.
Amazing spirit and soul.
Thank you for having me.
Happy to have you.
Thank you.
And let us just go right into it.
Right into it.
Where and when was the first time you heard about BUN?
BUN. My mind is going back to when I was younger, probably like primary school. My mother leave me a hairdresser, and then have the big people arguments.
Hairdresser.
And me I cut my ears and I said, oh, okay.
And then when was it that you realized that it wasn't really pastry? It was actually
yeah,
like
you know,
when as an adult you're like, well,
yeah,
that feels
like
bunnish.
Probably like high school. High school, I said, oh, that them,
that is the bun.
Okay.
That right there.
You ever get BUN?
If me ever get it, yeah, me get it.
You give back BUN?
Aww.
Me give BUN. I never give back.
Okay, this is interesting. So, first of all,
what is it? Respect the bitter.
Yes,
respect the bitter.
Cheers.
Okay.
First of all, what was it that made your man give a BUN? Man just get up and give a
BUN.
BUN.
Go through my mind, I'm think about everything, and it's just not adding up. So I don't know.
And then you went into a place where you felt like him BUN you, so you BUN him back.
No, I'm gonna do the BUN back something.
Oh, you just take the BUN and ball. You just put a piece of cheese on the BUN.
Yeah, easy to take the BUN and left or
Jamaican
something.
girls don't.
Yeah, right.
Well, you've mentioned it.
Wait, you've cheated before? You've cheated on your partner before?
Yeah, but not the BUN for BUN or the cheat for cheat.
Oh, this was a whole different scenario.
It was just a one-off thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the reason you give my boy a BUN? Have a go on. We never did that though.
Honestly, I never deserve it. I never deserve it.
want
I'm
the
the truth.
you just
And
want
I'm
the man,
sure
so?
Christopher
No, I
can
never
understand
deserve
when, because a multiplicity of women have accused you of cheating on them.
No, first of all,
So I'm no. So we'll go
first
back
of
to
all,
Joby.
I don't cheat and I don't get bun. I've gotten bun, but I don't get bun.
Yeah.
Joby, look at me. We know better.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really never deserve it, but at the time I think it was just a situation where I go through some things I never know how to articulate and communicate properly and then something at the time. So, you know, this person came along, somebody who I was already familiar with, and you know, we did talk and it was a nice vibe. And it was just a perfect distraction. Even when I see how things are go, I say, no, so the young man I deserve it. He
Did
deserve it.
Did you find out?
Yeah, man, didn't find out.
Oh gosh.
It was very tragic.
Joby.
Traumatizing.
And I wouldn't just, you see who you.
And that was the end. And that was the end of y'all when he
That
found out.
relationship.
Yeah, man, he left me right through.
So he
as
left
he
you
should,
and-
as he should have.
So him left you, and then you got my boy where you're bunning with.
No.
Oh, so it was a my boy
Yeah, it
one
was
piece.
just a. Yeah.
Know that you've hurt someone before and you have that new perspective.
Right.
One, would you do it again?
No, 0 out of 10 would not recommend.
You would not recommend cheating.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not worth it. Like I had to deal with knowing that I hurt somebody that I really loved, and so me I deal with the fact that me hurt and then you hurt. It's a lot. So no.
If your partner cheats on you, what is your reaction? And
What
keep
is
it
my
brief.
reaction?
Tell me, are you gonna stay? Are you gonna leave? Are you gonna get therapy? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm open to working things out. If me say,
oh, that's mature.
It's a serious.
That's mature.
You know.
You know, if somebody bun me, it's
Like
over.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Because I'm in a
get that.
monogamous relationship, of course.
Yeah,
if I'm in
that's
an open
fine, but
relationship,
I
that's
feel like
Me
it depends on
personally,
how it's done.
Me have a ballroom. I'm going to go ball and blow my nose,
Blow your nose.
wipe my nose and wipe my tear and come back out like nothing.
Then him say something I kind of want to know how that go. Him say him go on like nothing happen. That's not good because that means you not address it. That means you not deal with it and it's going to come back up further down in the line.
See, I'm a man.
Episode 1.
I'm a man. So
Episode 1.
we
Psychology
respond
of
to things different.
BUN.
Anyway.
Spicy. Three more episodes to go, guys. Stay tuned. Chris, you can't fool nobody.
We
You
didn't
cannot
ask.
fool
We didn't
nobody.
ask her.
I'm sorry if you never get to treat me like you want to treat me.
The earliest historical recount of a synonym for bun is in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night in 1601. What will elicit abuse, scorn, and derision than a man who is cuckolded by his woman? Cuckold here simply means the man was bunned by his wife. A cuckold is the husband of an adulterous wife, and the wife of an adulterous husband is a cuckquean. Also, in biology, a cuckold is a male who unwittingly invests parental effort in juveniles who are not genetically his offspring, aka jacket.
On next week's episode.
My husband will never know what to expect. I expect until he's 99 that I will always be able to give him an epiphany. Where are you going, Safa?
Giving money is not all. Want to the time and a look of love and compassion what we did get her with.